Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Adam, founder and CEO of ReGen Total Wellness. Wanted to put a video together showcasing our ReGen Blast unit, and the feedback that we've received from all of our customers is that this thing is an absolute beast. As the founder, I'm pretty proud of the company that we've built and the products that we produce. I do think they are the absolute highest performing cold tubs in the market. This unit right here, it's on a whole different level. I'm excited with it. And excited to showcase this to you. All right, so before we get started, just a couple things that I wanted to talk about specifically regarding our company in general. We started this business about 2.5 years ago with the mantra of built in Arizona for Arizona, as it related to being able to keep the water cold and clean in the elements that we have here. Obviously it gets super hot. Built unbelievable first model, which is still our OG. We have nearly 1,000 units in the marketplace, and I'm pretty confident that all 1,000 units are still in operation, still being used by our customers. I don't think we have a single failed unit in the marketplace. So we're very proud of the quality. We are very diligent with our builds. All of our builds are done right here in Tempe, Arizona. We do a very thorough stress test to make sure that there's no leaks and the components are operating. And then we do a final prep so that when you receive it, we have absolute confidence that the tub is ready to go. So let's get into the specs of the Blast. A lot of people ask, hey, what's the total footprint? How big is the basin? Who can fit in this? So let's start with the overall footprint of this unit with the lid on. So you're looking at 84 inches in length of the unit. 42 inches in width, and with the cover on, you're looking at 35 inches in total height. Now we provide you with this 4-inch insulated cover. With the cover off, you're looking at shy of 31 inches in total height. That height is important. This unit can go on its side if needed for delivery and transportation. So you need to have a doorway at least 33 inches wide. So the next question we get, how big is this basin? We designed this tub to be as large as possible so that we can accommodate pretty much any size person. This basin is designed to be deeper so that when you're in the tub, it's designed where you're sitting more in an upright position with your legs comfortably out in front of you. The basin on this is about 40% larger than our OG XL model. This holds 125 gallons of water. Total length of the basin itself, you're looking at 54 inches in length. You are looking at 33.5 inches in width. You are looking right at about 28 inches in total depth. Again, about 7 to 8 inches deeper than our OG model. Our biggest known customer is 6'8", 325 pounds. Fits very comfortably in here. The other thing that's important to know is the electrical requirements. So this runs off a standard 110 volt outlet. It does pull about 13.5 total amps. We recommend at least a dedicated 15 amp breaker. Dedicated 20 amp would be better. And it's an absolute must that you plug this unit into a GFCI protected outlet. That's not just this unit. That's any cold tub you have. Plug it into a GFCI protected outlet. That's going to protect against electrical shock. So the next thing I want to talk about is the components. I'd say one huge advantage with the ReGen Blast is we build this to be very modular, meaning each component stands on its own merits. It's very important that that is considered simply for the fact that these are all mechanical. Every cold tub on the market is mechanical. Something will go wrong eventually, and you want to make sure you select a unit that is very easy to service and maintain. And we've designed this in a way where if something goes wrong, most repairs are a quick 30-second do-it-yourself type of repair. But it's very important to know that this is modular. So even though it's all enclosed, each component is fully on its own, very accessible in this compartment area. This end panel right here is very easy to take off. There's 3 screws here. There's 3 screws down that seam over there. It takes about 30 seconds. This whole end panel will actually come off so that you can access all the components. One of the first components that I want to touch on is our chiller. Every single Blast unit comes with our heavy duty 1 horsepower chiller. This is an Eco Plus commercial grade chiller. Eco Plus to us is the absolute highest quality, best in class chiller that you can use. And we know that because we have tested every single chiller on the market. And this unit right here has been by far our most durable and reliable unit. One of the things that we love about the commercial Eco Plus chiller is the efficiency. This thing is very quiet and it's very efficient. It cools the water at about 8 to 10 degrees per hour on average, which simply means less often this has to turn on and it doesn't need to stay on as long as some less efficient types of chillers that cool at the 2 to 5 degrees per hour. So this is chilling very, very fast. With it being a commercial grade chiller, internal components of the chiller itself are a lot beefier, a lot stronger. They're designed for heavy duty usage. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is our circulation pump. All of our models that we produce, whether it's the OG or whether it's the Blast, the one thing that we hang our hat on is our overall circulation rate, our flow rate, if you will. In this specific unit, we're moving about 3,000 gallons of water every hour, meaning the water turns over 100% every 5 minutes or so. Every time the water turns over, 100% of that water is going through micron filtration. So any contaminants in the water is getting extracted out by that filter. And then we use a powerful ozone system, which is a natural way to sanitize and oxidize contaminants in the water. So the circulation pump we have, it's a very heavy duty magnetic drive circulation pump, moving a lot of water, keeping your water always crystal clear and clean. Any video you see from us, whether it's a story that we share from a customer or any videos that we post, you will notice our water in all of our models is always crystal clear. And that's by design, and that's because the way we plumb our units, having all that water go through the filtration system is very important to us. Next component I wanted to talk about was our ozone generator. So we use a very high quality ultraviolet ozone. With the UV ozone that we use, we know exactly how much ozone is being emitted into that water. And as long as that ultraviolet light is lit up, which is very easy to see through these vents, you know that that ozone is working and it's delivering the perfect amount of ozone to, again, keep your water crystal clear and clean. Moving on to the actual build itself. So we kind of pride ourselves on the overbuilt philosophy. One of the things that we do to overbuild our tubs is we use 1.5 inch Schedule 40 rigid PVC for most of the build in here. That's the same type of plumbing that you would find in an underground pool that's built to basically last a lifetime. So we build this with those same plumbing components simply for the fact that we want this to last. We also do use some flex line. It's a very high quality braided flex line designed again to last forever. And the last component that I wanted to talk about is just the overall insulation. We built this company with the mantra, built in Arizona for Arizona. When it's 115 degrees outside, you need a tub that's going to maintain temperature, which is very difficult to do. We use a very dense closed cell insulation around the entire basin of this tub. And then of course we give you the 4-inch insulated cover as well that essentially seals the entire tub. It does a very good job of maintaining temperature, makes it very efficient. And when you mix that in with our very highly efficient water chiller as well, this machine absolutely rocks, even when it's 115, 120 degrees outside here in Arizona. So the last component that I wanted to talk about was the filtration system. I mentioned already the water circulation and how often this water turns over, and that's why our water is always crystal clear. I just want to show you this filter. It's a big differentiator for us, simply for the size and for the quality of it. Inside the filter housing is a skimmer. If your tub's outdoors, if you forget to put the cover on, something like that, this is going to catch larger debris like hair, leaves, things like that. And then underneath that is going to be our 50 square foot filter cartridge. Now this thing is a beast. It is the biggest filter that we've seen in any cold tub. This thing is huge. It's designed for a 4 to 6 person hot tub, completely oversized for this unit, but we did that because we wanted the maintenance to be as easy and simple as possible. But this filter right here should last you, like, especially here, residential setting, me and my wife use this almost every single day. This should last us upwards of 6 months before we need to replace it or clean it. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the design and what we've done to make this tub truly unique, best in class. Let's just start with the basin in general. You can see the basin, again, very deep. There's no seat, no step, anything like that. And the reason we did not include any armrests or seats is because we feel like that restricts somebody's ability from being able to comfortably sit in the unit. So we wanted this just to be as large and comfortable as possible. You'll see at the floor, there is a non-slip pad. What that's going to help with is when you are sitting in the basin, that non-slip pad makes you in full control while you're in there. You're not sliding around. You are very comfortable and in control. The next is the backrest. We have designed this backrest to be sloped at about a 15-degree angle. That's basically the same angle that you would have in a bathtub. It's a lot more comfortable than if that was just straight up and down. This side over here where the components and the return jets are, that is actually straight up and down. And the reason we did that is because we did not want to restrict the inside overall basin size. And you can also notice over here, call it our seated area. And so a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll start by getting up and sitting on this little platform right here, and then enter the tub and then get comfortably seated. The other design feature that I wanted to mention is our cabinetry. A little hard to see here, but this is a high grade steel cabinetry, powder coated with the most protective UV resistant, designed to be outside and withstand the elements. This is not some cheap composite cabinetry. This is steel. It is designed to last forever. So moving on to the setup and maintenance of this unit. This tub weighs about 650 pounds. You would need a crew to move this to your desired location. That's why we do recommend the white glove delivery. Our delivery team will put this at your desired location and basically unpackage it and take the trash away. And then it's your responsibility to set this up. The good news is setup literally is as easy as possible. You take your garden hose, you attach the hose filter that we will give to you as part of the delivery, and you basically fill this up. Once it's filled with water, you simply plug the unit in and you're in operation. That is it. It is a very easy setup process. As far as maintenance goes, we designed this again to be very easy maintenance-wise. Filter changes is going to be the biggest thing. Again, the filter in here, depending on how you use the tub, could last you anywhere from 3 to 6 months. A lot of that does vary based on how clean you are when you get in the water. And that's just not our tub. That's any cold tub in the marketplace. The cleaner you are when you get into the water, the longer your system is going to run effectively, the longer your filter life will be, and the longer your water will last as well. We recommend rinse off, jump in a swimming pool, take a shower, whatever it may be before you get in the water, and this water will last forever. The water quality should be good for at least 6 months. We do recommend to drain and refill every 6 months or so in a residential setting. Of course, in commercial setting, you will be filling or draining and refilling a lot more frequent. Other than that, our ultraviolet ozone does a very good job of keeping the water sanitized and oxidized. We do recommend taking a sample of your water to a local pool company and have them test it and have them give you recommendations on how to properly keep your water balanced and manage pH and manage chlorine levels of the water. It's a small basin. It doesn't take a lot of chemicals at all. I'm talking teaspoons per 25 to 50 uses or so. It's very important for the longevity of the system. The only other maintenance part that potentially would need, I already talked about removing the end panel. It takes about 30 seconds. Once you take that end panel off, you have full access to all of the individual components. If something were to go wrong with your circulation pump or your ultraviolet bulb burns out after 3 years or 5 years, whatever it may be, it's easy to access that component, reach out to us. If it's under warranty, it's very easy. We send you a new part, very easy for you to swap that part out. If it's outside of warranty, what we do for our customers is we send you the part at our cost, plus shipping costs, so that you can be up and running as quickly as possible. We want all of our tubs to stay in operation. We want all of our customers to be using this as often and as possible and be as reliable as possible. We always do what's right for our customer, and we'll send you a replacement part, even if you're outside the warranty period, at our cost. So next, I just want to talk about what this tub is not. We are not very tech forward, meaning we don't build a lot of technology into these tubs. And the reason for that, from our perspective, when you add a bunch of technology, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. We've heard horror stories about Wi-Fi connections being unreliable, and if you're not connected, then you can't control the unit, you can't turn it on, you can't change the temp, whatever it may be. So we feel like personally, there's no need for us to add technology onto this unit. We designed this unit to be reliable and to be durable, and so that whenever you want to get in the tub, it's cold, it's clean, it's ready for you. The other thing that you won't see in any of our cold tubs is a plumbed inline heater. We do not have a tub that goes cold to hot and vice versa. The reason for that is several reasons. Is one, those heaters that we've seen our competitors using, and we've tested it out, that heater is very unreliable. There are a lot of issues with them, and they fail. And if we compromise the plumbing design of our build with something that's going to fail, then that fails the whole system. We always say tub is only as good as the weakest link within the build. The other reason we don't do hot to cold models is it is very energy consumptive. It's going to pull a ton of power, cooling your water down to 40 degrees, heating it back up to 104, cooling it back down, and it's very inefficient. It takes a long time. Again, This cools at 8 to 10 degrees per hour. That's about 200 to 250% faster than most other tubs on the market. So if you're talking about going from 100 degrees down to 40, that's 60 degrees differential there. That's going to take several hours to get down to temperature. It's not as easy and convenient as some of these marketing gimmicks make it sound. And the last thing I'll say that we are not a gimmicky marketing company. We don't have a huge marketing budget. We rely on our customers a ton to help us spread the word. Because of that, you won't see big flashy ads. You won't see big time influencers promoting our products because we don't give free tubs away. It's just our philosophy that if we can produce the highest quality product, eventually the cream is going to rise to the top and people will know about our brand and want to continue to purchase and support us. All right, so let's just talk about some of the features that are my personal favorites, the features in general. The feature that I think is huge for us, and we are the only company that does this with this type of basin, is what we call our high flow rate. So our high flow rate will take our standard circulation and then multiply it by about 10 with a direct jet shooting right at the core of your body. You can adjust where this is shooting. So if you like to create more of a whirlpool, you can do that. I personally like it to hit the core of my body. In a tub that doesn't have a lot of moving water, within about 30 seconds or so, I capture my breath, I relax in the water. It gets kind of easy at that point. With this high flow feature, it makes it nearly impossible to get that comfortable relaxation simply for the fact that that water movement is breaking through your body's ability to naturally insulate itself, and it's breaking through that thermal barrier that your body's going to create. We plumb an air switch on the unit. You simply hit the air switch and that water starts moving a ton. Important to note too, I mentioned air switch is what turns it on. The air switch is a huge safety measure that we take. It's not a direct electrical plumb switch simply for the fact that we don't want to be mixing water and electricity. So we use an air switch so that if water does get introduced into that switch, again, it's going to avoid any sort of electrical shock that could potentially happen. The next feature, which is the second air switch, is our LED light system. This has 6 different colors that you can cycle through. And then the last thing is just, again, the overall quality of the build. This thing is a rock star. It is built absolutely solid. Very proud of this unit, and all of our customers are beyond ecstatic with the performance and with the reliability that they've seen over the last 9 months. All right, so the last thing now is for me to get in this tub so you can see how somebody's 6 foot, 195 looks and how comfortable it is. I have the high flow rate on. I'll show you what that looks like. First things first, I'm gonna jump in my pool. All right, so we are good. You can see the water movement right here. I do have that high flow rate on. It is no joke. I have this set to 43 degrees. 43 degrees with this water movement, I would almost guarantee this is the hardest cold plunge that anyone has ever tried. Let's go. I personally like to just get in from the side. All right. This is, I'll tell you, nothing like it. Got my back up against the backrest. I've got very broad shoulders. You can see kind of how little I look in this thing. My feet are comfortable right out in front of me, well underneath the water line. And this flow, it's hitting me and it's cold. I'm cold, I'm shivering, trying my best to hold my composure. I hope you found all the features and review video helpful. We have 100% confidence in every single tub that we send out in the marketplace. Check us out, ReGenTotalWellness.com. If you have any questions, shoot us a message. Send us an email. We're always accessible. We're always responsive, and hope to get you a cold tub soon.